everybody, welcome back to Meloetta Terrible. Today we're ended up got a Wonder Wash featuring the new Kingler VMAX from Brilliant Stars with the Bubbles Galore Attack, allowing you to search your deck for 5 water energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. So we're trying to use this card with our Wishiwashi, the old card from Evolving Skies with the group power ability and also the Schooling Shot attack, allowing you to do 30x damage for each basic energy attached to this Pokemon. Plus that base 30 damage, we also get to add 150 HP to this Pokemon if we have 3 water energy attached to it with his ability. We also have 2 copies of Cape of Toughness to make sure Wishiwashi gets to survive at least 1 hit. So we're trying to do as many 1-hit knockouts as we can with this card by pulling out our Florges with our Rapid Strike style Mustard and transfer all of our water energies to Wishiwashi right after doing our Bubbles Galore, switching into the active spot for the knockout hit. We also have 1 Melody and 1 Choice Bell to add even more damage with our Schooling Shot. We have 3 Evolution Incense and 3 Ultra Ball to get our Florges so that we get to do an early discard and also evolve our Kingler fast, making sure we get to attach as many energies as we can as fast as possible with this attack. We also have 1 copy of Cheryl to help us save our Kingler from being knocked out, helping us do Bubbles Galore more times or even attack with G-Max Pincer. As for our setup cards, we have 3 VIP Pass, 4 Quick Ball, and 3 Ultra Ball for the basic summon. We also need a lot of switch cards in this deck to make sure we get to switch this Pokemon into the active spot, transferring all 1 energy cards to our Wishiwashi for the knockout hit. So for that, we have 2 Switch, 1 Escape Rope, and 1 Bird Keeper. We also need our Master Support to help us summon our Florges easily by using Meowth and Ultra Ball to discard our hand, and playing 3 copies of the supporter card plus 1 Pokegear and 1 Luminion to help us search for it as well. For the draw support, we only have 4 Research, 3 Mustard, 1 Melanie, 1 Bird Keeper, and 1 Crobat V. We don't actually need that many just because we're removing water energy cards from the deck each time we use our Bubbles Galore. Finally, we have 15 basic water energy cards, 1 Recycler, and 1 Boss Order. So that's all for the deck list. Let's go for gameplay! Okay, let's go for our first game versus Urshifu Rapid Strike. Good against Arceus, obviously. If they have Choice Belt, they get to one-shot a Arceus VSTAR without Dunsparce. If they pull out the Dunsparce, they're done though. So Rapid Strike is super popular now. I'm not sure why. They're playing Medicham plus Zigzagoon, Inteleon Quick Shoot for the easy knockout. Extra turn with Yoga Loop. Very cool. But if you can't do it though, I don't think there's any point using that card. It's quite rare that you get to pull it off. Yoga Loop is not that easy to play. So you may be wasting that 1 space inside your deck. Might as well play decks, cards like Mimikyu if you want to play Yoga Loop. Mimikyu VMAX with Medicham is not too bad. What else? Rapidash, Claydol with Medicham. Interesting. Okay, there we go. They have a Medicham on the bench and they actually attach energy early, which is quite weird, but we can see right now they're actually searching for a Sonia and benching their Urshifu late. They got a Remoraid as well. So they're probably going to Octillery for the VMAX or the Tower of Waters on the next turn. They actually need to evolve to the Inteleon if they want to retreat with that card. They actually have 1 energy retreat, my bad, so they can actually do energy switch, scoop up net, and then Rapid Flow on the next turn, killing our Wishiwashi on the bench, which is super bad. So let's make sure we I think we can already evolve. Let's make sure to protect our Wishiwashi from the knockout by attaching at least 3 energies to it. So that's the main important thing that we need to worry about, is to charge up. Always play Bubbles Galore to attach 3 energies to your bench Wishiwashi and 2 energies to your active. That way you get to attack with G-Max Pincer, and then also you get to protect your Wishiwashi on the bench by having 180 HP on it. And if you have a Cape of Toughness, you get to add up to 330. 230 HP is a lot. You actually get to survive 1 hit. You get to avoid a 1-hit knockout on your opponent's hand. They can't actually do that much damage unless they're playing like a Zacian. If they play Arceus VSTAR, they only do 20 damage. Even with the Choice Belt, because Wishiwashi is not a V card, so that's the power of that Cape of Toughness and the ability. Adding so much HP for a 1 price card actually denies them a Arceus VSTAR 1-hit knockout. V-Stars can't actually do that much damage without a Choice Belt. So we actually pull out our Florges early, which is great. We actually got our switch cards as well. We don't need to retreat, but I think we actually decided on wasting that 1 energy card just because retreating with Kingler is much more silly. So let's just waste that 1 energy and then save our switch cards for Kingler, so that we get to transfer later much easier to our Wishiwashi after doing a few G-Max Pincers, and leave those switch cards for later just because we don't actually have that many to spare. So conserve your switch cards always. Make sure you don't waste them. for silly things like a 1 energy retreat. If they play Galar Mine for a Wishiwashi, then use it, you know. But if they don't play a Marnie though, we actually can play a Bird Keeper later on, so I don't think we should be worried about wasting that switch card, because now we only have 6 energies in play. Had we used that switch card, we actually have 7 energies in play, and we don't actually have a Melanie. I don't think we have a Melanie for this list. This is a bit of a different one. The final list actually does have 1 Melanie to help us rack up an extra energy from the discard pile, helping us do one-hit knockout much more easily with our Wishiwashi with only 1 Bubbles Galore. So that's how powerful that attack is. With our Choice Belt as well, we get to do up to 300 damage with only 1 Bubbles Galore on our 3rd turn. By our 3rd turn, we get to do 300 damage. If we get everything though, right? And the power of this card is that we actually get to do more and more as the turn goes by. So if they don't kill your Wishiwashi with 1 hit, we get to do even more on the next turn. 30 more, which is not a lot, but it actually helps you do a lot. If you transfer everything to the next Wishiwashi, you can't actually do it, just because if you transfer more than the amount necessary to keep its HP, if you leave 0 energies on that 2 energies on it, it actually has 150 HP less, and that means it's gonna get knocked out. It's gonna auto kill itself, and you can't actually transfer the remaining 2 energies on that Wishiwashi. So it's impossible to transfer everything to a new card to do the same amount of damage and then add extra 30 more by attaching from your hand. Is not possible. You actually have to waste 2 extra energies on that card. That means you're doing 30 less damage by attaching 1 from your hand on your next Wishiwashi. So it's a bit tricky to play, not really that powerful, but it's an interesting combo that we get to see. Because Kingler Bubbles Galore, you get to attach from the deck, and not only does it compress your deck, helping you draw out the supporter cards much more easily, making it more consistent with your ratio, just because if you pull out those energy cards from the deck, you actually have much more, you're more likely to draw out your supporter cards, you're more likely to draw out your Pokemon cards, the cards that you need for later on in the game, and then you actually get to also play your Quick Ball for Lumineon or Crobat, so it's not really that bad. The consistency is there, but we can't do a 1-hit knockout that easily though, just because we need quite a few turns. We need to do G-Max Pinsir first, and we need Kingler to survive at least 1 or 2 turns for us to be able to do the switch and pull out Florges at the same time, and have enough energies on the Wishiwashi while we do G-Max Pinsir, attaching energy 1 turn at a time until we can do a 1-hit knockout. So as you can see right now, we can't actually do it. We have our Florges. We don't actually have it, my bad. I think they knocked it out, because we pulled it out early just now, but they actually killed it. So now we're just gonna do our Schooling Shot, only 4 energy on it, 150 damage, that's fine. We're trying to save our Kingler on the bench, do our G-Max Pinsir for the knockout hit, and save it for Bubbles Galore. We actually have a second copy as well, the VMAX, on the bench. They're probably gonna do G-Max Rapid Flow right now. If they Rapid Flow the Crobat, they actually got 3 prize this turn. So let's hope they don't kill the Crobat and the Meowth. Because all they need after that is to kill another 2 prize, right? But we don't have another 2 prize though. So I think their best bet here is to kill the Kingler and the Crobat. So Telescopic Sight is gonna help them, you know, partially kill the Kingler on the bench, and then knock out the Crobat for 2 prize this turn. And all they need is 1 more hit to kill the Kingler, which is quite ridiculous. They actually did Medicham, saving the Urshifu for later. So we only have 1 copy of Boss Order, but we do have Lumineon to summon it. Are we going to play Boss this turn? We can actually kill... So we're searching our deck for Lumineon, Boss. No, we don't actually have both. So both is in the prize card, apparently. It's not an option for us to play any of those. So let's just aim to kill the Medicham with our Bird Keeper, Kingler, and then somehow knock out the Urshifu. If they play a Cheryl, I'm not sure what to do, but I don't think they can attack with the Rapid Flow if they do a Cheryl. If they do like a Choice Belt, Gale Thrust, we're going to be set back by a few turns. We don't actually have the Mustard in our hand. We have our Meowth and our Ultra Balls, but no Mustard. So that's a bit sad, because we want to be doing our Florges. They actually killed it early. We got the Mustard from the prize, which is grand. So that's our second copy. We actually used our first one, but they killed it early, which is annoying. We don't have enough energies for the one-hit knockout anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now we actually have 9 energies in play on the next turn. And if we do 9, I don't think it's enough to do a one-hit knockout on the Urshifu. But if we kill the... If it doesn't do a Cheryl, I don't think they are doing a Cheryl because they actually attach an energy from their hand right now. So all we need to do is kill this Urshifu right here and then do an escape rope for the final knockout. I don't think they can kill the Kingler. I don't think they have that much. If they do Telescopic Sight, are they gonna hit for enough damage? 180 is not enough though. 290. It's not even enough to kill us if we have... Oh, they have Inteleon. I forgot about that. So they may play a second copy. Okay, no second Inteleon, that's fine. But if they do Zigzagoon, they can actually kill the Kingler on the next turn. So Kingler is actually super almost dying. Oh, they don't have a Telescopic Sight. Okay, it's fine. We're surviving. Kingler is surviving. It has quite a lot of HP remaining, so we don't really need to worry too much. We're actually doing Schooling Shot for the knockout here. Because Wishiwashi actually has way more HP than our Kingler, so might as well do it. We got our Cheryl inside the deck. I think we're going to play Cheryl at just the right time. After doing the transfer, we're going to bench one and then play our Florges this turn. By doing the Mustard, we're going to kill the Urshifu with our Wishiwashi. 210 damage is just nice. More than enough. We just need 180 actually. So Ultra Ball, and then we actually have to make sure you discard just the right cards. So if you have one card in addition to your Mustard, you can't play it. So make sure you discard just the right combo. So we actually have to discard those two and the Quick Ball. We actually get to choose either to play our Meowth and Quick Ball or our Ultra Ball and Meowth, I think. Or maybe a Quick Ball switch and a Meowth. Well, we can't do that though, can we? Because if we switch, we have to retreat, so it doesn't really work. I think the only way is to play the Ultra Ball to play the Meowth and the Quick Ball. Okay, we got our Florges out. Now we just need to transfer to the Florges. I think it's smarter to transfer to the Florges. Or maybe the Wishiwashi. Let's just transfer all 3 to the new Wishiwashi. And then have it, could save the water energy on a Pokemon that has the highest HP, essentially. Because if we transfer to the Florges, it only has 110 HP. It's going to die if they do a Rapid Flow. So all they need is a Raihan. They can actually win the game quite easily right here. All they need is either a Boss or a Raihan to kill the Kingler. We don't have a Manaphy for this deck, so no Manaphy means they get to hit our bench. Any of our bench Pokemon is up for grabs. Unfortunately, we don't have the space for that card, but I don't think we need it, honestly. I don't think it's that necessary. So here comes Shady Dealings. What are they gonna get? Any supporter cards? Do they have a boss? That is the question. All they need is one boss, one energy, and one VMAX, and that's it. Choice Belt. Okay, no boss apparently. If they have it already in their hand, I'm gonna be super bummed out. But oh well. Quite common for them to have more than one boss order though, right? I think they already played a couple. Let's hope they discarded everything, or if it's not discarded, let's hope it's in the prize. Quick Shoot. Research. There we go. No boss order. We're safe. I think they have a Raihan. They actually have a Raihan. They could have done Raihan for the Rapid Strike energy, and then Auxiliary for the VMAX. I mean, why didn't they do that? Right? They got it though. They have a Raihan in their hand. If they do Raihan, do they have a Darkness energy in there? I think they do. They have a Darkness energy in the discard pile. So Raihan for the VMAX, Auxiliary for the Rapid Strike energy. They can retreat the Inteleon easily with the Tower of Orders, and all they need is Rapid Flow to kill the VMAX on the bench, and we just played a Cheryl, too late for that. So now we have to actually transfer all to the damaged one. We can't afford to transfer to any other Pokemon, and we got just the right amount though. Look at that. I think we got more. We got more than enough. Oh no, we got just right. We got just right. 330 damage for a VMAX knockout, just the right amount. And we got an energy recycler. Let's just hit it fast just before they concede. And we got 330 for an Urshifu knockout. That's crazy. Schooling shot. With our Kingler, Bubbles Galore, and Florges. Rapid Strike connection. Connecting the water energies for Wishiwashi to do a one-hit knockout. We actually have a Fairy deck sleeve representing our Florges, the Fairy Grass Pokemon, and also our Sobble coin representing our Wishiwashi Kingler, obviously, and the Water Psychic deck sleeve, but it's actually you know the new Fairy symbol. So Fairy actually has a new symbol, as we all know, the Psychic Suspicious symbol. And we got Kingler in the active spot. We're forced to play our Research if we don't get a Meowth. So not a lot of basic summons for this deck, but we do have our Ultra Balls to substitute. So no capture, only 3 VIP and 4 Quick Balls, but we do have 3 Ultra Balls though, so I think it's okay. 10 copies is just fine. Only 3 copies of Wishiwashi and the Kingler, which is just the right balance, I suppose. We have a lot of switch cards. We initially actually have 6 copies of the switch cards, but decided to add cards like Choice Belt and Melanie, just to make make it faster for us to do a one-hit knockout. Because without those cards, we can't actually do a one-hit knockout that easily if we don't play Bubbles Galore more than once. So we're actually forced to use that attack, doing 0 damage twice, if we want to do a one-hit knockout, because otherwise we're gonna need a lot of turns without those cards. So that's why I added Melanie and Choice Belt, because adding 50 HP sometimes is not that strong. It doesn't really prevent a one-hit knockout if they're playing Zacian, if they're playing Blissey or anything like that. Single strike as well. Wishiwashi cannot survive one hit, so there's no point really for that Cape of Toughness. We actually have 2 copies though, for the old list and for the new one, so I'm not really sure. But if you attach your Choice Belt, you can't actually attach your Cape of Toughness anymore. So that's probably the reason why I'm explaining. Sometimes it's better to opt for the Choice Belt than for the Cape of Toughness, unless if you're up against one-price decks. So one-price decks actually do much less damage, unless if they're doing like Torterra, one-hit KO decks like, what else? If they do Luxray, they can actually kill us because we are playing so much energy cards. So Orbital VMAX, Luxray, Espeon VMAX, they can actually kill us very easily. They can do a one-hit knockout on our Wishiwashi, Kingler VMAX, any of our Pokemon, if they do Lucario, Aura Sphere as well, so it's going to be super bad. I don't think Aura Sphere allows you to hit any one of your opponent's Pokemon. I think it only allows you to damage, attack the active. I don't think it allows you to target any one of your opponent's Pokemon. Only Whimsicott gets to do that, I think. Cotton Star, I think. I'm not sure what it's called. Fluffy Star. Fluffball Star, right. Fluffball Star. And we have Aura Sphere. Not Aura Sphere. Aura Star for Lucario. Okay, boss order. They're killing our Wishiwashi, which is a bit sad because we just invested all 4 energies on that card. They actually have a VMAX as well. If they do Dark Signal, they can kill the Wishiwashi. So what I'm not sure what I'm thinking there. We should actually be investing equal numbers. I guess we're baiting them to kill the Wishiwashi, because Kingler actually is better for Kingler to survive, just because we can do a do 2 hits to kill the Umbreon if they evolve, and we can also Bubbles Galore after that, because they only have 1 Houndoom. I don't think they can. But well, they just need 1 Houndoom, right? Because they got enough turns to charge out the next one for the next attacker. So that's the bad thing about Kingler, is that if you choose to do Bubbles Galore, I think Blastoise is actually better, because it actually helps you do damage and attach energy at the same time from the deck. But you only get to attach to your bench Pokemon, which is not that bad a deal, because if they don't play Crushing Hammer, you still get to do 220 damage on the next turn, so I don't think it's too bad. There are attacks that allow you to discard the active Pokemon's energy though, so if they do effects of attacks to discard your energy, or if they play Fan of Waves, well, we're not attaching special energy, so if they do Crushing Hammer, Clefable, or effects of attacks like Hydro Snipe, Team Yell, to put energy cards back into your hand, Rugged Helmet, Gudra, then we can't actually, attack with the 220 damage anymore, the G-Max attack, that easily. G-Max Bombard, I think. 220 damage is not that accessible, but we do have the first attack to keep attaching energy while doing damage, which is quite powerful. We get to do 150 damage with our Choice Belt. And 3 energy attachment every single turn. So I actually prefer Blastoise, but for it to attack, you actually need a lot of Melanies, because you need 3 water energies. If you don't play Melanie, you need your Frostmoth, and all they need is 1 Crushing Hammerheads to set you back by so much. Because if you play Melanie on your first turn, if you don't play Melanie on your first turn, and you do a Crushing Hammer, you can't attack on your second turn, which is horrible. It's horrible. So here comes Urshifu. Are we able to do the one-hit knockout now that we have no energy cards on our Wishiwashi? They killed the bench. We have our Florges though. So let's hope we get to... I'm not sure what's the best thing to be doing right now. Should we play Bubbles Galore? Or should we just... I don't know what to do really. Let's do Melanie first and decide later. If we do Bubbles Galore, I don't think they can kill us though. 270 damage. Oh, it's enough. So Kingler is not gonna survive. Let's just transfer everything to the Wishiwashi and do like Bubbles Galore. They may play like boss order. So I think it's smarter to spread our energy cards. We're gonna do Bubbles Galore and spread the energy cards around, and then transfer to not just the Wishiwashi but also our Florges. So we're gonna do our Rapid Strike connection right now, and then put only 1 energy on our Kingler, so that if they do the G-Max 1 blow, we can actually attack with Wishiwashi on the next turn. We're gonna do our Choice Belt, because we don't actually have enough energy even after the Bubbles Galore and the Melanie, so we need that Choice Belt. But they do have 2 damage counters on it though. 2 damage counters is not enough. We need another 2 damage counters to help us top it off for the knockout hit. So we're getting 5 energies this turn. We're going to spread our energy cards to all of our Pokemon, making sure if they kill any one of our Pokemon, we have other cards to basically Mustard again. If they kill Florges, we get to play a Mustard a second time, and then transfer everything to that Wishiwashi. So it's smarter to basically not invest everything on 1 card. As you saw earlier, if we invested everything on the Wishiwashi, which was actually the bait though, I just realized that. So as you see, we only have 1 Kingler in play. If they kill the Kingler, we can't do anything. Kingler is more important actually. But once it's served its purpose, once you have enough energies in play, all you need to do is do the switch. We have enough switch cards. After the switch, you just need to wait for your Cheryl to prevent the knockout hit. So tank, Bubbles Galore, tank, and then switch. Schooling Shot, Cheryl, and then you got yourself a free full clean on your VMAX, 0 damage counters on it. If they do like Argus VSTAR, you actually get to do Bubbles Galore twice. Well, once, and then switch, do your Schooling Shot once or twice, I'm not too sure. I think you only get to do it once though, unfortunately, because if you go first, you get to do it twice, obviously, because they can't possibly attack on your first turn going second. But if you go second, there's no chance you can do Bubbles Galore twice. Sorry to say. But if they played Arceus V-Star, they can't one-shot your Kingler VMAX. It's not possible. So if we do Bubbles Galore twice, I don't think we need twice against a V-Star. We need twice against a VMAX. Against a V-Star, we just need to do it once. Because 7 energies on the 7 is not enough though. We actually need the Melanie and the Choice Belt to do 300 damage. So I think we may need to do it twice. Or like wait a few turns before we get to do it. So I think the best bet is to do GMX Pinsir for your first hit. For your first attack. You know, the one that do damage. Because Bubbles Galore is actually an attack as well. Okay, we got Boss, we got Crobat. What are we gonna do right here? I don't think we need to save the bench spot. So make sure you're aware of your bench spot. I actually had a few games where, well, only one game, but I made a really dumb mistake though, guys. I can't erase that from my memory because it's such a horrible mistake that I don't believe that I could actually possibly make it in a game. I did a quick ball to discard my hand, but was stupid enough to search for a basic Pokemon, to pull out a basic Pokemon and bench it just before playing the Mustard, and that actually denies me from using that card. Not only denies me to play for the Florges summon, but also denies me the 5 draw with the Mustard. So we can't actually play Mustard at all if we have a full bench. Make sure you're aware of that. Make sure you check your bench before playing that card. Always be careful. You cannot afford to be complacent because that card is so difficult to play. It's just so precise. You have no room for mistakes. So be fully alert every time you're playing a Mustard in your deck. There is no room for silly accidents. Nope, no excuses. Just don't. Don't be as silly as me. We got a boss. Are we gonna keep our boss? I think we're just gonna research for a switch card. There we go, we got our switch. Escape rope, we're gonna do our switch. We can't play escape rope, obviously. And we're gonna do our Florges. They actually kept us alive, which is a big surprise. Not too much of a surprise though, because we actually have not enough energy to attack with Kingler. So if we don't get our switch, we're actually done here. So thank God for that switch with that boss. If we did our Crobat for a Bird Keeper, we can actually play that supporter. So I don't think it's that unlikely for us to draw the switch card just because I don't think we have used any yet. I don't think we used that many. So Schooling Shot for a one-hit knockout, doing 330 damage with our Choice Belt. Look at that. We got 3 prize by killing the Urshifu. That is madness, yo. Thanks to the Choice Belt. So we got 180 HP on the Wishiwashi. Are they able to do a knockout with Beatdown? If they don't evolve, they can actually do it. So if they don't evolve though, we can collect the final knockout with GMX Pinsir. So I don't think they stand a chance if they do that. Unless if they play like all of a sudden a Cape of Toughness on the Urshifu. I don't think they have that card. So 240 minus 20 from the Stone Energy, we actually get to kill the basic. So they evolve. Let's see if they can kill the Urshifu. So if they can kill our Wishiwashi with the Houndoom, I don't think they're able to, because Beatdown is that weak. If they play a Memory Capsule though, I think they can. We have Escape Rope for the final kill. So I think it's the end here. We actually have another copy inside the deck. I don't think we have a second copy though, my bad. So that's our only Escape Rope in this deck. If they play like a Marnie, I think they played their supporter card already, a Research or Bruno. I'm not too sure, I forgot, sorry guys. We got a Bird Keeper, Cape, we got our Escape Rope. So if they kill the Wishiwashi, all we need to do is put something else as the active. Escape Rope, attach the energy for JMax Pinsir for the final kill, and they actually conceded. So we won against Single Strike Urshifu, against Rapid Strike Urshifu, and now what are we up against? We're up against a grass deck. It's actually a Shaymin VSTAR deck. So Shaymin VSTAR with nothing but Shady dealing Inteleon. Quite interesting. They got Shady for what's it called? Raihan, Shady for, I suppose, a Choice Belt, and the evolution. First thing that comes to mind is the Raihan though. You actually get to search another card with Raihan, which is quite ridiculous, isn't it? Search your deck for any trainer card with Shady Dealings. Search your deck for any card with Raihan. Search your deck for any 2 cards with Starbirth. Broken as hell. Broken as hell. You gotta search so many times. Any fucking trainer card. Any fucking card with Starbirth. And if you do a Raihan, it's broken as fuck. You're not supposed to search that many times. Any bloody card. That's crazy. Come on. I should really build a bloody Weezing deck. Galarian Weezing, Ability Lock. I'm so sick of those cards. Hogging the standard format. I mean, stop it. Seriously, stop it. There's no way to counter that. I mean, it's ridiculous. This game is so fucking ridiculous. It's a joke. It's a bloody joke. I think we're gonna have to discard something right here. We're just gonna discard the Kingler, just so we get to play our Mustard. And I think we get to bench another Wishiwashi because we have, you know, 4 free spots. I don't think we need to be bothered too much about the bench spot. So there we go, we got our Florges out. First turn already, that's great. Without our Meowth, I don't think we have a Meowth for this list. So this one is the earliest version. I think this was the first game that I played with this Kingler Wishiwashi combo. And we actually don't have that many switch cards, don't have that many, we don't have a Melanie Choice Belt obviously, not even a Meowth. But we got really lucky to be able to play our, what's it called, Mustard on the first turn. So that's actually, I don't know, super good luck. Wishiwashi is dead, even with the cape, so that's why I didn't attach it. Should definitely attach it on the bench though, not sure why I didn't do that. Okay, we got our Quick Ball. They may choose to play the Path to the Peak, but they have Star Bloom though. They may want to use that ability, so I don't know if they have a path. Okay, let's search for, it's quite annoying that we got a bloody Escape Rope in our hand. If it was an Incense, that'd be great, but let's just attach the energy and then do a Crobat for the evolution. We got a lot of Ultra Balls, Evolution Incense. We got a Research. We're gonna do Cape of Toughness Research for the evolution. We got the VMAX, there we go. And let's hope we have enough energy cards left in the deck. We actually discarded quite a lot already. So 2 more energies after that. We got a Recycler in there, that's great. We're gonna attach 3, and then 1 to the Kingler, and another to the Wishiwashi, I suppose. We should be attaching to the same one, because that is not wise. If they play like a quick shoot Zigzagoon, they can actually kill the Wishiwashi on the bench. So it's quite silly to be investing on that one card. Oh well. So Shaymin does more and more damage as the game progresses. The more prize card you draw. So make sure you're aware of that. Make sure you're careful, not, you know. If you count carefully though, the amount of attackers you have, you can actually counter it quite easily. So keeping enough attackers in play every single turn guarantees you a Shaymin knockout every single turn, which is all you need to win the game against a Shaymin. You don't need a lot. It's very easy to win against Shaymin. But if they play something like a Torterra with Shaymin, I don't think it's that easy anymore. One prize grass deck, or even a Zarude with Shaymin. The new Zarude from Brilliant Stars, I've seen people play it, quite smart. Zarude with Rillaboom and Shaymin. It's quite difficult to play Rillaboom though, but you can play like Peony, I suppose. Peony, Kricketune, Peony, there's Inteleon now to save your hand, and Rose Tower for the rare candy. So let's do Rapid Strike Connection to kill our first Shaymin. We actually got it though. We got just right 9 30 multiplied by 9. So 270 damage, just right to kill the Shaymin. Because it's not an Arceus, we don't actually need 280. So that was an easy kill. For some reason, when you first build a deck, they always give you like the best matchup. Not always though, but most of the times, I get like the perfect matchup. And if I lose the first game, it's always my fault. I always make the dumbest mistake ever. That is probably the only reason why I lose the first game. Building any combo for the first time, right? Because they always make sure you get a very satisfying win, so that you get hooked to play the game, and you want to keep, you want to keep playing with the same deck, but it's not gonna work anymore. They're not gonna let you win that easily after that. So the first few times, probably the first 2 games, only the first 2 games they're gonna let you win very easily, giving you the best matchup against fire types, against low HP Pokemon or something like that, and then you actually get to win, celebrate the victory, the victorious combo for only the span of 2 games, or even 3, and then after that they're gonna give you like 10 lose streaks in a row. I don't think it's impossible to get like more than that, because I've gone a lot of games where I got so many lose streaks after the first 3 wins, and it's so depressing because you have to keep updating your list so many fucking times. It's crazy. And as you can see, we can't actually transfer everything. So we actually decided on retreating back to the same Wishiwashi, which is quite unfortunate because we actually had to waste that 1 energy from the active for the retreat cost. So that is the bad thing about Wishiwashi, is that you can't actually transfer everything. If you transfer everything, you're gonna do a self knockout, because the ability only works if it has 3 energy attached to it. If you transfer down to 2 energies, Wishiwashi is gonna die. You cannot afford to transfer that one, because they have a big charm. We can't actually kill it. It's not enough. 210 damage is not enough. Shaymin is gonna survive our Wishiwashi, so we have no choice but to transfer everything back and retreat, wasting that 1 energy, which is a bit of a waste, but oh well. We're just gonna focus on Kingler for our final knockout. If they do Raihan, we're screwed. So I think our only hope here is a Cheryl, Recycler, and then somehow draw out the energy for our Bubbles Galore. And then if we have a choice belt, we could actually kill the Shaymin, but we don't for this list. So I'm not sure what to do here. We may need the second Wishiwashi for the final knockout. So all they need is a Raihan, but I don't think they got it, which is quite sad though. Oh, they can't actually do it. If they do a Raihan, they need the evolution and a switch, and they can't switch this turn, right? And we actually got a boss in our hand. So if they do the Raihan, they can't actually attack, and they're passing the turn evolving. That means they're waiting for the switch card, they're waiting for the active to get knocked out, for Shaymin to be able to do the knockout hit, and by then we would actually get to play our boss. So we got our Cheryl. Oh, we got everything. Look at that. We got our Cheryl, we got our Recycler, we got our energy card as well, but we actually get to play already our Ultra Ball for Lumineon. So we're just going to do that Ultra Ball for Lumineon and then boss order for the final knockout. I don't think we need to do anything else. We actually played our Cheryl though, so we can't do that. Sorry about that. We're not able to play our boss just because we got excited with the Cheryl and we played it early, so that was quite silly. We're going to transfer as much as we can to the next Wishiwashi, preparing it for the knockout hit, and then do the Bubbles Galore at the same time. I don't think they can avoid the final knockout. They have 5 prize cards remaining, and Kingler is clean. Kingler has no damage counters on it, and I don't think they can kill us with 4 prize cards. They are doing 160 more damage, 120 plus 160. That's like 280 plus the choice belt is like 310. So if they do quick shoot, I think they can actually kill us. Oh my goodness, if they do quick shoot, they can actually kill us, right? Yeah, for sure they can kill us. So if they kill us in the active spot, we got the second Wishiwashi though. So have to attack with the first one, my bad. So transfer everything from the second Wishiwashi to the first, and then kill the Shaymin with our Wishiwashi. That's all we need to do. So they did the quick shoot on the Wishiwashi. That means they can't kill Kingler. All we need to do is retreat and transfer, and that's it. We have to retreat to the damaged one though. We have no choice but to retreat to the damaged one, because we can't transfer from that Wishiwashi. If we transfer from it, we're going to give them an extra prize. We're going to waste our energy cards as well. So make sure you don't take it lightly, because one mistake is all it takes to waste the game. To lose the entire... to lose everything. Make sure you don't waste anything. Revenge Blast, 310 damage with Choice Belt. A lot of damage, but not quite enough. They could actually kill our VMAX with the quick shoot, but if they did that, they're done. Because we got our final knockout with the Wishiwashi doing, I think, 270 damage. So just nice actually. If we have an energy from our hand, if we're lucky enough to get like a research, we actually have a Lumineon. So Ultra Ball for the Lumineon, we haven't done it yet. Ultra Ball for a research, and then we actually get to draw out another energy for 300 damage, doing Schooling Shot for the final kill. And now we're up against a Fusion Strike. So first game against Rapid Strike, second game against Single Strike, third game's against a V-Star, and now our fourth game we're up against a Fusion Strike, Dragapult Meloetta deck. They also have a Noivern to for the Psychic Boom Burst. I don't think they have a Darkness Energy, but they may actually play that though. They may actually play like 1 or 2 copies of that. Maybe Aurora is probably better, because Aurora substitute for Psychic and Boom. What's it called? Psychic and Darkness Energy for Synchro Loud. Okay. So Elisa is gonna help them get the energies for Meloetta and also Dragapult. They're also playing Genesect, by the way, but they didn't get it until later on in the game, which is quite weird. So Genesect helps them draw, but Noivern is not helping them draw though, so not sure why they are having this card here in this deck. I suppose it's for the extra damage. Boom Burst, if they don't play Menifee fast enough, you actually get to do 20 damage, collect 2 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon, which is quite good. You know, to start, you're actually lowering their HP by 20. All of their Pokemon, if they evolve the Arceus, if they don't do a Sharon or, you know, Crystal Cave or anything to heal their Pokemon, Fresh Water, anything like that, you actually get to do a one-hit knockout with your Meloetta or even your Dragapult with that Choice Belt quite easily. Because you're not actually doing a lot of damage with Dragapult, right? Only up to 180 damage if they kill the Noivern. If they don't kill it, you only get to do 150 damage. 150 for Dragapult plus the Choice Belt 180. So I don't think it's that smart to play Noivern, but Meloetta gets to do a lot though. If you have 4 Fusion Strike Energy, you get to do 280 plus 3. So plus 30 from Choice Belt is 310 damage for that one basic attack. Basic Pokemon doing 310 damage is crazy. And you also got your Rosen to shuffle back your special energy just in case they kill your Meloetta on the bench. Or, you know, with a bench snipe Pokemon, bench snipe attack. And then you got also your extra damage from Boom Burst to collect the knockout. So 310 is not quite enough to kill a VMAX. But if they have 20 HP less from the Boom Burst, then it would be just nice. So I suppose that's the strategy that they're planning. But it's not actually working too well, as you'll see later. If they have another Elisa on the next turn though, we're dead. So Kingler cannot survive the next hit. If they need a Choice Belt though. So they need quite a lot of things, actually. And without the Genesect, it's actually gonna give them the disadvantage. Drawing the tool card is not that easy. Drawing the Elisa as well is not that easy. And they need all 4 Fusion Strike Energy inside the deck to be able to do the max damage with Meloetta. So it's not really that it's quite difficult to pull that off, honestly. I mean, it's not impossible, but you know, you only get to do it once or twice, because once it gets killed, it's gonna be quite difficult to put them back into play. So I think the best strategy is always to attach only 1 special energy to each of your Pokemon. So 1 to each of your Meloetta or Dragapult, and then for the colorless, substitute the energy cost for a, you know, Psychic Energy or Aurora Energy or whatever, Capture Energy, whatever. And then once it gets knocked out, you only need to do a Rosen to draw back the special energy and attach it to your bench Pokemon, right? Well, if you attach it to the bench, you can't attack though. So you're forced to, your second attacker actually has to have 2 Fusion Strike Energy attached to it. So that means your third attacker can't actually do the max damage anymore. If you do another Rosen after that, if you're lucky enough to draw back the special energy after the Rosen, which is not quite easy because you only get to shuffle back 1 energy with that supporter, and Genesect is not drawing a lot of cards, so I don't think it's that smart to play nothing but Meloetta, but they are playing Dragapult as well. So they finally got their Genesect on the next turn, as you'll see, I think. Or maybe on the next. A bit too late though. So here comes Dragapult. Oh, they got nothing in their hand though, which is a bit too sad. We got a Mustard. Are we gonna play it? We actually got a Incense for the Florges. Have we discarded it from play? I'm not sure if it's discarded from the deck yet. We're just gonna do it, right? We don't need to transfer everything. We just need 1 energy, 1 extra energy on the Wishiwashi to kill the Dragapult, because 120 damage is not actually enough. They don't have an Orico Rio, so 150 is just right. We just need one more energy on the Wishiwashi. So let's just discard that one. We're gonna do our Ultra Ball. We're actually forced to play both Ultra Ball and the Meowth, but we have to discard another Pokemon from the deck. So we're gonna choose our Kingler VMAX or the basic. We're just gonna do the VMAX and then Mustard for the Florges. I guess we're just showing off that we get to do our Rapid Strike connection. Saving the Kingler on the bench though is smart because we get to play a Cheryl later on. Now we're forcing them to play a boss, which is not that easy having no cards in your hand. You're forced to play something like a Research. You know, even after Genesect. Because Genesect only allows you to draw up to 6 cards, and they only have one spot left for that draw support. Okay. Can they kill us with Meloetta on the next turn? We have 190 HP on Wishiwashi. So if they have another Fusion Strike energy, that's all they need to kill the Wishiwashi. Let's hope they didn't get it. Either with an Elisa or Research, Genesect. What are they gonna pull? They got a Research. Okay. They got a bloody Research. Very interesting deck though, because they're playing Noivern. Unheard of, right? Noivern with Dragapult and Meloetta. And finally... Oh, they still don't have the Genesect though. I'm not sure which turn they are gonna pull that card out, but they actually have it inside their deck. You'll see later. I'm not lying, guys. Genesect is gonna be... is gonna have a super late entrance. And you get to play either a boss or the Research. Let's do our Pokegear to search for Cheryl and then transfer before doing the heal. I think that's better. Oh, we actually decided to do that. Interesting. And Pokegear got us nothing, so we're just gonna do our Research, I suppose. We're gonna discard the Kingler. And I'm not sure if it's wise to be discarding the boss, but oh well. So we just need... Oh, we just need 2 energies though, but attaching 3 is safer just because you got your security, your HP security. So I don't think there's any way they can kill our Wishiwashi unless if they play enough bench supports. If they play a full bench with their Rapid Strike Pokemon, Fusion Strike Pokemon, they can actually kill us. So 1 energy is all they need for Dragapult to do a 1-hit knockout, but they actually attached to the Meloetta already from the get-go, which is quite sad. They could have just waited. But they can't draw as much cards if they do that though. So another Elisa is not going to be enough. Because they only have 1 remaining, I suppose. Do they even have it yet? Sorry, do they even have it still? One last Fusion Strike energy. There we go, one last one. Oh, they can do the retreat though, but it's not enough. They don't have another bench. They need 1 final Pokemon to knock out. Dragapult couldn't kill the Wishiwashi. That's quite sad. So we didn't transfer. We we were a bit lazy because we don't actually need that much damage to kill the Dragapult or the Meloetta, so that's why we didn't transfer. But it's quite lazy though. I don't think we should be doing that. Because if they put like the Genesect in the active spot, they can't attack with Genesect, and they got 6 prize cards remaining. I don't think they can. I don't think there's anything they can do to win the game. It's pretty sad that we're gonna win because they got 6 prize cards. Look at that. So if they do Orico Rio, if they place 5 damage counters, I don't think they can kill both Pokemons because our bench actually has a cape. So they need like a Tool Scrapper and Orico Rio. I think that card is very powerful because you not only get to play Elisa for your Glistening Droplets, you also get to play your what's it called? Passion in Zeal. I forgot the ability. Lesson in Zeal, right? Lesson in Zeal to reduce 20 damage done to all of your Fusion Strike Pokemon, because Fusion Strike Pokemon actually has very low HP, especially a Genesect. So 190 can't actually survive Arceus VSTAR. So Arceus can one-shot a Genesect quite easily without your cape, without Orico Rio. Even with Orico Rio, if they have a Choice Belt, they can kill it with one shot. So 210 damage with double turbo and Choice Belt. And we killed the final Dragapult with our Wishiwashi, winning against a Fusion Strike deck. Super cool. So we didn't need to do a one-hit, we didn't need to attach that much energy for that game, just because they're playing a one price. We just need to do fast knockouts and constant every single turn, non-stop hitting for one prize. Okay, now we're up against another one prize, I think. Oh, this is a very interesting deck. They're playing a anti-meta deck. So it's an anti-meta Shady Dealings deck. You'll see later how interesting this deck is. They have nothing but Moltres and also a Shadow Rider. So Shadow Rider actually helps them do Astral Barrage for one price knockouts. And if they play a VMAX deck, a VMAX or a VSTAR deck, they got their Moltres to do the knockout. And they also got Zapdos for the weakness as well, to hit the weakness. So Zapdos, Moltres against Arceus, against Mew VMAX, against a lot of Pokemon like Gengar. So they're targeting all of those meta decks by doing a one-hit knockout with their Aura Burn, with the Thunderous Kick, and also killing one price decks, you know, like Alcremie or Bibarel, by doing Astral Barrage as many times as they can. And also Quick Shoot. So Astral Barrage plus Quick Shoot equals a Bidoof knockout, equals a double Alcremie knockout. So that's the power of placing damage counters. I don't think it's enough though, right? 5 damage counters on 2 Pokemon. You need like 4 Inteleons to kill 2 Alcremie in a single turn. If you have 2 Inteleon though, for the Quick Shoot one, then you get to kill the Alcremie on your second turn. So at the start of your second turn, you can actually kill, well, during your second turn, not at the start of it. During your second turn, you get to kill the second Alcremie, and then possibly place another 5 damage counters on another 2 Pokemon at the end of that turn. I don't think they can win against Alcremie though. Like, honestly speaking, Alcremie is super powerful. It's like way too broken, because you get to do so much damage with that card. You just need Experience Share. I think Experience Share is the smartest play. I'm sorry guys, but if you don't play Experience Share with Alcremie, it's just stupid. If that's your main strategy, right? If that's your main attacker, if it's not your main attacker, if you're trying to do Cafe Master for Rayquaza or any other amazing rare cards to attack with, then, you know, it's fine to not play Experience Share, but I think it's still great to play that card, because you get to still, you know, reattach to your bench amazing rare after the first one gets knocked out. So always having an extra optional attacker is good. So if you can Experience Share to the Alcremie and attack with it after doing your Rayquaza can't actually retain the energy though, so it makes no sense to play Rayquaza and Experience Share. But if you play something like Raikou, Zacian, Amazing Rare, or Zamazenta, any other amazing rare cards that can attack, like do crazy things. I don't think there is any other cards though. Reshiram, right? Reshiram, 270 damage. And if you kill yourself, you can't do experience share though. So 270 damage, and then Alcremie to collect the knockout on next turn. If you play Choice Belt, you're gonna do so much more. So experience share on the bench Alcremie, Choice Belt on the attacking Reshiram. So looping the energy is the secret to Alcremie, I think. I actually built Alcremie with a lot of experience share and Kecleon to help us collect the knockout if we can't do by some miracle a one-hit shot, because it's quite easy to kill with one shot. You just need all 8 different types of energy, and if you play a new card like that, chances are you're gonna have all 8 inside the deck. I mean, they always make sure of it. They always make sure new cards have the advantage. So Alcremie, if you play that card, especially once it get released, as early as you can, you know, if you are hitting the new cards, make sure you take advantage of it, and you know, play those cards early, because as the game progresses, as time goes by, they're not gonna make it that easy anymore. Same goes for your Fusion Strike deck. If you first play your Meloetta, Fusion Strike Meloetta and Deoxys, is gonna be so much easier to pull out your Elisa, to have all 4 of your Fusion Strike energy, all 4 of your Single Strike energy, all 4 of your Rapid Strike energy inside your deck. But even now, I think it's still quite easy though. It's still quite easy to have all 4 of the special energy inside the deck, and none in your prize card is quite surprising. Because you should at least have 1 copy prize, right? Playing all 4, I mean, it's not that rare to have 1 copy prized. Maybe once in 4 games, but I rarely see it happens. I rarely see it happens. Even 1 prize. It does happen a lot, but well, not enough, I would say. But we have Choice Belt now, so Single Strike don't actually need all 4. Rapid Strike may need it though, because Rapid Strike needs to do a lot of times. Needs to play the attack a lot of times. Fusion Strike needed for Meloetta, but if they attack with Mew VMAX, they don't need to Melodious Echo for the knockout. But Meloetta is gonna help them a lot though, because it's a 1 prize. So if they kill something with a 1 prize card, your opponent is gonna, you know, they're kind of forcing the opponent to play a boss to kill the Mew VMAX on the bench, or you know, to somehow damage the bench with a bench sniper. So they can't play Manaphy just because they have Genesect. So that's the bad thing about Mew VMAX. No spot for Manaphy. Unless if they are okay with drawing 1 less card into their hand, which is not a bad deal, I would say. Okay, as you can see, we made a huge mistake here. We actually attached 2 energies to the Wishiwashi on the bench, forgetting that they are actually gonna do Astral Barrage on the next turn. We knew they were gonna do that attack, actually. We knew they're gonna do it, but we forgot that Wishiwashi has no ability if it only has 2 water energy attached to it. The ability doesn't work. And we can't actually do a 1-hit knockout without all 6 attached to it. Attached to our active, my bad. So it's better to transfer to the Florges. I'm not sure what I was thinking right here. I actually paused the turn attacking already. I was thinking of other things, I suppose. There we go. And they actually got the Astral Barrage. We would have won though. We would have won much easier if we did the transfer, as you'll see. If we save that 2 energies, it's gonna help us a lot on the next turn, because we got our final Wishiwashi for the final kill, and it's a bit ridiculous. We can do 120 damage with that Wishiwashi, killing the Drizzile on the bench. We just need to escape rope if they have an Inteleon in the active. So we have one prize remaining. You'll see that it actually got really close just because we weren't smart enough to play that ability, the Florges' ability. We should have done Florges to transfer it back to itself, conserving our energy cards. That was the biggest mistake of my life. Oh well. And they're taking a lot of time just to search for that boss order. And they just bossed our Kingler. Now we're stuck with that heavy Pokemon in the active. We do have our escape rope, but we actually want to be killing the Shadow Rider because it's 2 price. I don't think they're gonna evolve though. I mean, they have no psychic energy. I don't think they're gonna evolve. Max Jice does nothing. Max Jice does nothing. I'm actually trying to speed them up by playing that emoji because they're being really slow right now. There we go. Energy Search and Escape Rope. Let's hope they play the Escape Rope because I really want to be attacking without Wishiwashi. Scoop on that. Okay, no Escape Rope. Oh well. Astro Barrage, killing the Wishiwashi, which is very sad. Oh well. So we're gonna play our Cape of Toughness on the Meowth, adding up to 110 HP on it. That means it has like 60 HP remaining. They actually got a Medicham as well. You'll see later. This game is like quite crazy because that one mistake cost us so much. We got quite complacent because they have 6 prize cards remaining and we got 3 left. We just need to kill the Shadow Rider and something else. But they actually killed our Wishiwashi quite easily. You see that Wishiwashi couldn't survive after this one. So I think we're trying to do a switch instead of the escape rope because we wanted to do the Shadow Rider knockout. So we're gonna do Evolution Roar to discard as much as we can so we get to draw out our switch card or the Bird Keeper. I think we may just play Lumineon for the bird. No Bird Keeper, oh well. We're just gonna get our research, Crobat. I don't think we need to worry about Blind Spot. So let's just do our research. We gotta switch inside the deck. We're just gonna discard another basic Pokemon with our Quick Ball. So no escape rope. We want to be killing the Shadow Rider, drawing 2 prize right now, and securing the final prize by hitting either with the Kingler or the same Wishiwashi. I don't think we would be that lucky to be attacking with the same Wishiwashi. It's a bit sad that we couldn't do it, because I thought we would actually collect the last prize easily with that card. Having 230 HP on it, I thought we are surviving one hit. But you'll see later that it's not the case, because they have Inteleon, Quick Shoot. Oh, they didn't kill us with Inteleon, they kill us with Moltres, the other Moltres. So the baby Moltres can actually do a lot of damage at the end of the game. And that actually destroyed us. We got no attacker on the bench. And they just need 1 Moltres. Look at that. They're doing 200 plus damage. 270 damage. Killing Wishiwashi with 1 strike. So there we go. Against 1 prize, they got Moltres. Against VMAX as well, they got Moltres. So Choice Belt with Moltres is not quite enough though. Against VSTAR they can kill it. Because 270 is quite weak, isn't it? even with all 5 prize cards drawn, we can do a max of 270 damage without the choice belt. It's quite weak. But it's helping them a lot this turn, so we have no choice but to play Kingler a second time, doing our Cheryl. If we get an energy from the top deck, that'd be great. If we don't get an energy, we're basically screwed. Because we have to we have to do our research to get the recycler and basically reattach that energy onto the bench Wishiwashi and then switch. I don't think we have any more switch cards though. If we have, we can actually switch to the Wishiwashi on the last minute. Or maybe spread our energies onto both Wishiwashi and the Kingler. And if they do a boss, all we need to do is transfer to the Wishiwashi. If they boss the Meowth though, we're done, because we actually have 3 cards remaining inside the deck. So if we do our Bubbles Galore after the Recycler, I don't think we have a lot of cards left. Especially if we do the research. So 3 cards left in the deck. It's the final countdown. I did not realize how close this game is. So Cheryl, let's do a Cheryl right now. Cheryl, switch, and energy. I'm not sure why I put the bloody Meowth in the active spot. We're wasting our switch cards. Oh, I think we're choosing not to attack this turn. Because they actually have 4 prize cards remaining. We're choosing not to attack. And then keeping all of those Pokemons in our hand. So we're trying to make sure you get to draw back the same cards. If they do a Marnie, we actually get to draw back everything. Because we have 2 cards left in the deck. And if we keep our hand down to 4, well, down to 3, we can actually draw back everything, right? There we go. We're gonna do it down to 3, which is a bit ridiculous because this is the one. This is the turn that they actually could do the knockout. They're gonna do Medicham, which is horrible because Medicham is gonna earn them an extra turn. Wishiwashi, we should not have benched that thing. We should not have benched. I did not expect a Medicham. They got lucky though. They got really lucky because we are playing such low HP Pokemon. Very, very low HP. They don't even need to do the first hit before the Medicham. They got really lucky. Okay, they did Medicham on the next turn, my bad. So we're gonna do Bubbles Galore and then somehow collect the final prize with either GMAX Pinsir or Schooling Shot. We got 1 final switch card in our hand. We actually got the Recycler from the top deck, which is great. We got 2 cards left inside the deck anyway, so I don't think it's that rare. We got 50-50 chance of drawing it. If we didn't, we may have to play our research just to draw it out. And then now we have 1 card left in the deck. If we Bubbles Galore for all 5, they can actually kill us with a Marnie. So we have no choice but to attach only 4 cards, because Marnie is gonna kill us otherwise. So we should have attached, we should have attached 3 to the Wishiwashi, because we have our research, but I did not realize that they have a Medicham. We should have attached 3 to Wishiwashi, 1 to our Kingler, and then research for that final energy from the prize. From the deck. Because we have 1 more energy from the deck. We have that for our Kingler. If they do a Marnie, we got our energy card in our hand, and we got the switch as well. So if they do a Marnie, we actually get to draw from the top deck our last card from the deck, and that means we get to do a switch and attach the energy to our Kingler. We get to do the final knockout as well, protecting our Wishiwashi from a Medicham knockout, earning them that extra 1 turn, which is horrible. So this is a really, really bad blunder right here. The biggest blunder of my life. We made 2 big, fat, ugly mistakes. Horrible, horrible what do you call it? Unignorable, unable to be, hyper, very, very ugly mistakes. I'm sorry, but I don't know what else to say. Obscene, right? The mistake is so horrible that it's virtually obscene. Literally obscene. Okay, we got Inteleon, both on the bench. If they do a scoop up net, they can actually shady dealings for the boss. And all they need is a boss order for the final 2 prize. There we go, here comes the Medicham. They're gonna do energy switch and then the bloody Yogaloo is crazy, guys. It's a anti-meta box. Crazy anti-meta box. I'm not sure why I'm not articulating well. Something's wrong with my brain. I think someone's trying to control my mind. I may sound a bit paranoid, but my neighbors are stalking me and I don't know what's happening. They're beaming something on my head. They're trying to make me lose focus. They're trying to destroy my life, but I suppose that's how it is. This is how life is supposed to be, I guess. Everyone hunting you down for no reason. For no reason at all. Hunting you down for pleasure. These people are basically sick. So apparently they have no energies in their hand and they had to do a scoop up net Clara to get back the energy cards, which is quite sad because they can't scoop up the Inteleon. That means they actually played a Pulpat, but they couldn't do a shady for the boss on the next turn, which is a very, very quite lucky of us because they actually got the second boss prize. I'm pretty sure they have a second boss, but they got it prize, so that means they had to do a shady dealings for the boss draw. They only got 6 cards left in the deck, so if they play something like I don't know what else you get to play to draw cards with, or Ranguru or something to draw out the boss order, they can actually win by killing anything with the Moltres, right? Anything on the bench. If they do Escape Rope as well, we're so dead. Because nothing can survive the Moltres. So boss Escape Rope is all they need, but they couldn't get it out. They couldn't, for the life of them, get the boss into their hand on this final turn. And if they can't, that's it. We got 1 prize remaining. We got Kingler ready to go. We got our switch cards. We don't need the switch card. If they do the boss, we're done. So it's basically whether they're gonna get that support card. It's down to that 1 final turn. And they actually conceded. Look at that. They couldn't get it out and they chose to concede. It's quite sad. Because they got so close though. We made 2 big ugly mistakes and they still lost to our Wishiwashi Kingler combo. This deck is not really that strong, I'm sorry guys, but if you play against Arceus, I'm not too sure if you have that high chance of winning because I played it a few times, but I didn't get matched up a lot against Arceus. Only 1 or 2 times we lost a lot of games with this deck, but obviously with the against Arceus we lost 1 or 2 times because it wasn't actually that prepared. The deck list wasn't that good enough. So this is the final version. The final list is actually the best and the most optimized version, and now that I've made it the best version, I'm not sure really how well it's gonna do against Arceus, because we didn't have our choice belt, we didn't have our Melanie, we didn't have our what do you call that? We didn't have enough switch cards to begin with when we started building this deck, so it wasn't really fair if we are experimenting how to play this deck while we are matching up against an Arceus. It's not really that fair. This Arceus is crazy. They got Sharon, they got shady dealings for a crazy amount of search. I mean, it's way too fast. They're doing so many things and they're doing it with so much speed. They got Melanie as well. If they do Melanie with their Arceus, you don't basically stand a chance. Because they can attack on their second turn regardless of the Crushing Hammer. If they don't get the energy in their hand, if they have no energy attached on the first turn, they can still do a Melanie with their shady dealing, so it's quite bonkers. That card is just bonkers. I don't think we discarded a Florges, so we're forced to play maybe a research. Oh, I think we played a research. Sorry, guys. Let's do Luminion for research on the next turn, and then just. Okay, what are we doing right here? We're gonna do a Crobat apparently. Dark Asset for double draw. Oh, they have a path to the peak. I got tricked. Happens sometimes. Sorry guys. It happens. I got I got duped. So no Dark Asset. Now we're stuck with nothing but a mustard to draw cards. I think we should definitely have discarded something with our Meowth just now. But I don't really want to waste my Cheryl though. Cheryl is like priceless. And now we're up against Inteleon, Rapid Strike Inteleon, so they're playing a lot of Cheryls in this deck. Our only bet of killing that VMAX is with a one-hit KO, because they're playing like a billion Cheryls and a lot of shady things to search for that card. And they can actually do Cheryl every turn, return the energy with their attack. I forgot what it's called, Max Gunner, I think? Max something. So we got the research from the top deck, which is quite lucky. And we actually got to draw our evolution cards out for the discard. And we're just gonna do research on the next turn again. I think it's good to cape on the Meowth. I'm not sure what to cape here because they actually got double gunner for damage counter placement. So let's just cape the Crobat and then kill the Sobble. If they do a choice belt, they can actually kill us with Quick Shoot, possibly. I don't think so though, because they're doing quite low damage with their Inteleon VMAX. I don't think can do that much. If they do escape rope and double gunner, they may be able to kill it with like 3 Inteleons, but they got no Drizzle on the bench though, so I think they're gonna need a few turns to set that up. No energy for the attack, oh my goodness, surprise surprise, Inteleon couldn't attack. No Drizzle, no Octillery, nothing. So I think it's smarter to play Bubbles Galore, but we actually did the knock. We tried to damage the Inteleon, which is really stupid actually. Not sure why we were doing that. We got the Mustard at last, but they could play a Marnie. So let's discard already. And then all we need to do is discard the boss and we get to play our Mustard. There we go, we did the attack. We got baited. We should have done another Bubbles Galore. Oh well. I think we have enough energies though. There we go, they did the Cheryl. They did the Cheryl, removing all damage counters from it. We just need to play our switch card. So we got just right though. If we do a boss right now, we can kill the Inteleon on the bench. I think that's better. Let's just focus on our prize cards because we got 5 prize remaining. We just need to kill 1 V and 1 VMAX and that's it. I don't think they can kill our VMAX that easily. We do have only 220 HP remaining. But 220 HP, I don't think it's that easy. Not even with the choice belt. Because they got no Drizzle on the bench. So they need like choice belt, escape rope double gunner, and like possibly a rare candy or a Zigzagoon. Because that's like 190 is not even enough. So 3 Zigzagoon or maybe 1 Zigzagoon and 2 Squirrelnets. And they did a Marnie though, that means we can't play our Mustard. So that's a bit annoying. Mustard is back at the bottom of our deck. So it's gonna take a few turns before we're able to pull, before we're able to switch and pull out the Florges. Okay, this is quite bad. I think we should be doing Bubbles Galore. We got the Bird Keeper, but we got no Mustard. Well, we can't play Mustard though, right? So we got no, what's it called? Florges. So 2 energies left inside the deck. Let's just do a Bird Keeper to the Wishiwashi, saving our Kingler on the bench, and hoping they don't do a pause. So if they do a Gunner and Quick Shoot, they just need like 1 Zigzagoon and a Scoop Up Net to kill us. Well, 1 Zigzagoon, right? 50 HP, so they just need 1 Zigzagoon. Finally got the Mustard. So if they kill our active though, we're just gonna bait them by attaching the tool card. If they kill our active, we can actually play our Mustard on the next turn by benching that Kingler and discarding the other 2. We can actually play the item card from our hand, so we get to discard the top deck as well. So here comes Menifee. I'm not sure why they need that. Why are they playing that card? They don't need that. I suppose they're trying to compress the deck, remove it from the deck and also from the hand so that they get to draw as much cards as they can, draw out other new cards with their Ocarina's Focus. So that's the reason they benched that card. Here comes the Cheryl, already preparing in their hand before we even have our damage done to the Inteleon, which is quite ridiculous. They should have done a boss though. I mean, if they got Inteleon, I mean, right? That's the most obvious thing they should be doing. If they do a boss, we can't actually do a knockout anymore on the next turn. But I don't think they can kill Wishiwashi though. So Wishiwashi can't do a 2-hit knockout because they have a Cheryl. But if they search for a boss this turn and then a Cheryl on the next turn, they can actually kill us quite easily. So there we go, they took the bait, they killed our Wishiwashi instead of the Kingler, which is quite silly, and now we get to do it. We get to bench our Kingler basic. Oh, we don't even need to bench it though. We're just gonna discard our item cards by playing them, and then do our Evolution Roar, and then play Mustard for Florges, and we actually got just right 10 energies. If we attach another from our hand, we get to do 360 damage with our Wishiwashi. So let's see how much we get to pull. We got an energy from our hand, we get to do 360 damage. The highest, I think, ever for this game, for this video. I don't think I did any more than 260. 390 would need like a choice belt with 11 energies. 11 with a choice belt, or like 12 basic energy without. We got 15 basic energy, so I don't think it's that difficult. If we got price a lot though, and if we discard a few, it would be actually impossible to do more than 360. So I think it's more realistic to expect to play, like, to do 300 damage or 330. 330 is actually quite a lot already, because that means you just need 10 energies attached and 5 energies either discarded inside your deck or in the prize card or in your hand, that are not able to, to be put into play. So that's why Melanie is there. That's why we need Melanie to reattach from the discard pile. We need our energy recycler, and we actually don't have any other cards to search from the prize card, to swap with the prize card, energy cards that are stuck in there. But we don't actually need to worry about that, because we're drawing prize cards every single turn, as fast as we can. Not every single turn, but you know, you get the point. We get to do GMX Pinsir with Choice Belt. We get to do 270 damage with that attack, killing V-Stars that are not, the max HP. Charizard V-Star and Arceus actually gets to survive that, but if they're playing other V-Stars like Whimsicott, we get to kill them. Whimsicott with a Big Charm actually gets to have 280 HP, so that's quite ridiculous. Oh well. So that's why VMAXs are that weak, right? Because they can't actually do more than 240. If they do a little bit more, just like 10 damage is all you need, right? 250 damage, and then all you need is a Choice Belt to kill a VMAX. Oh well. Toxtricity VMAX. Toxtricity does 240 damage, but you have poison though. So Toxtricity can actually do a one-hit knockout. Right? It does 160 more plus base 80. That's a total of 240 plus poison. That means you get to do 250 damage. And if you do a Choice Belt, you get to kill Arceus. So Toxtricity is actually good now. I may try that deck. I just want to kill Arceus, guys. I don't care what you guys say, but not what you guys. I don't really care how good the deck is against like one price decks, again, like the overall power of the deck, the overall matchups. I don't really care. I just want to kill Arceus. I just want to kill Arceus because that card is way too broken. There has to be something that can kill an Arceus. There has to be. All you need is a one-hit KO, right? If you play Alcremie, they can't survive. If you play Torterra, they can't survive. You just need a one-hit KO deck, a strong one-hit KO deck. If they do Avery against your Torterra though, you're screwed. So Torterra has its limits. Alcremie also has its limits, because if you can't bring out your energy fast enough, you're done. But as I said, if you play Experience Share, it's quite easy to do that. So Cafe Master, Bibarel, Alcremie, Experience Share, that's the best combo. Any other one-hit KO decks? I'm not too sure. Alcremie VMAX kills Arceus, I suppose. Latios, Alcremie VMAX. I should really revive that deck. It's the same list though, so I don't really think there's any point. There's not enough cards in the deck. I mean, there's not enough cards allowed in the standard format for us to build new decks every day. I mean, it's a real challenge, you know. To build new decks every single day is crazy. It's crazy difficult. Every week, well, every 3 days is what I intend to do. But even that is very difficult. So we got Crobat for our draw. And the sad thing is that they're cutting so many cards though. They're going to cut so many cards from Time Gazer and Space Juggler. Astro Radiance doesn't actually get the full set. So a few cards from Battle Region, a few cards from Time Gazer and Space Juggler is not going to be included in our English set, which is the international set, which is going to be represented for this online game. The online platform doesn't get to have the full set, which is very, very disappointing, which is so disappointing. It's so disappointing because, thank you, you have a good deck as well, but actually, I'm responding to the emoji here, so I actually played, I put a angry emoji. The reason is because I got a lot of losses before this, because the deck list wasn't good enough. I didn't upgrade it, because I actually played with the same list over and over, banging my head against the wall, because playing this game actually is quite frustrating. You know, you get egotistical sometimes, and you try to defy the system by playing the same list, which is a bit silly. Sometimes it happens, but always update your list if you can. If you get too many losses, just update it. You have no choice but to. I got a bit stubborn. So anyways, back to the cards that got cut from Astral Radiance. I'm pretty sad about that because I don't think you should be cutting that many. All you need to do is translate. Like, how difficult can that be? All you need to do is translate from Japan, from Japanese to English. Like, how difficult can that be? If you can't fit everything into one set, then pull out another set. Make another set, like a Champion's Path. You know, just put another set a month later. Like, there's nothing. I can't believe it. They're just gonna leave it like that. We don't get to play Chandelier. We don't get to play so many cards. It's ridiculous. So many things are being cut. I mean, it's crazy. And there's rotation just before the rotation as well. That means if those cards are gonna get released on Lost Abyss, we don't get to play them with all the old cards. We don't get to use the old cards with the new one because it's gonna get rotated. It's stupid. This game is stupid. They are forcing you they are forcing you to play in the meta decks. They're making this game a prison. As if it's not difficult enough to build new decks every day. They're forcing you to concede to the norm, to concede to meta decks. I'm not gonna do that. I'm never gonna do that. To hell am I gonna do that? Cutting so many cards, that's not fair, man. It's not supposed to be that way. All you need to do is translate. You're not even creating those cards. You're not even creating those cards. Like, I want everyone to know this. Pokemon sucks. Not Pokemon from Japan. Pokemon Japan from is okay. It's not great, but it's still okay. Because I'm gonna talk about that later, but Pokemon from US sucks because they don't make the effort to even the game. All they need to do is translate. All you need to do is translate from Japanese to English. How hard can it be? How fucking hard can that be? Come up with another set. Release it fast. All you need to do is release it fast. It's already out in Japan long ago. For fuck's sake. They're all out in Japan already. Battle Region, Time Gazer, and Space Juggler, they're all out already, and we still haven't got it. And we're waiting so long for Astral Radiance only to get so many cards cut out from the expansion. That's fucking ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. We waited 3 months for nothing, guys. 3 fucking months. Astral Radiance is shit. There's barely any fire types there. If you check it, there's barely any fire type Pokemons there. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna talk about the Japanese Pokemon company right now. Like, I don't think they're good either. I don't think they're that smart. I don't think they're good people, because they're trying to make the game so smaller and smaller. They're making your minds smaller and smaller. They're forcing you to be dumber and dumber. How do I know this? How can I prove this? It's because of the attacks, the strategy that they're forcing you to play. They're forcing you to play the meta decks. Not only that, they are making all of the attacks so much smaller. They're like, for example, the Misfortune Sisters, they are making only the top 5 cards of the deck. Misfortune Sister from Dark Phantasma, if you are familiar with that card, it allows you to look at the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. If they have any item cards in those top 5 cards, you get to discard them from the top deck, and then shuffle the other cards back into the deck. So it's basically the same as Alolan Muck. Alolan Muck's ability, Adventurous Appetite. Get a look at the top 6 cards of your opponent deck. 6 cards, guys. 6 cards for a stage 1 ability. Now they're transforming it into a supporter card, but reducing the numbers. I'm not having that. They're reducing the numbers. It's not fair. They're making it less and less and less. They're making the game so much more difficult. It's not fair, guys. Someone has to speak about this. Someone has to talk about this. This game is becoming worse and worse and worse. Unplayable. You have no choice but to play shit cards like Arceus every day. You have no choice but to play the meta decks. I'm not having that. I am not having that, guys. No way am I gonna do that. We used to have so many options for a mill deck. Now we have nothing but Durant. We can play Toxtricity with Zoroark, and that's it. Durant and Toxtricity, that's it. We don't have any other options, because Chandelier, guess what? Chandelier is off the table. You can't play Chandelier with the old cards anymore. Chandelier is not out in Astral Radiance. There's no Chandelier. That's how dumb this game is. Fucking ridiculous. And the stage 2 as well, there used to be a Aggron, same as the Chandelier's ability, Aggron and Rhyperior with the same ability, top burner, I guess, top wind, I'm not sure what the ability is called, top something, top blaster or something, allows you to discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck as you evolve that Pokemon from your hand. So it's the same as the Chandelier's ability, but it's kind of different as your Feraligatr, which is horrible. Feraligatr is basically horrible. You have to flip a coin for the ability, and there's no more, there's nothing like a will to help you flip coins for heads. You can't actually force yourself to flip a heads. There's no way you get to flip another coin for an ability. So there's no way you get to control using that ability. That card is basically trash. There's no way you can build a mill deck with Feraligatr. That's how bad this game is. They're making shit cards like that. That has no support Pokemons, no support trainer cards, no support energy, no support nothing. They're building shit cards like that. And calling it a game, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable, guys. Why are you building shit cards like that? You should be pulling back. You should be giving us something, giving us support Pokemon, something to help support that ability. What's wrong with you? There's nothing that supports that, nothing at all. This game is so stupid. They force you to play the same thing every day. It's just really frustrating, guys. Anyways, let's just focus on the game. Right now we're up against Tyranitar. So they're actually playing a Eternatus, I think, which is a bit weird because they got Chinchino. They got double turbo with Tyranitar, doing 240 damage with the single strike crush, minus 20. But if they play Choice Belt, they can actually do 250 damage. So 250 plus single strike energy, you actually get to do a lot. So I think it's smarter to play single strike Houndoom with your double turbo. I don't think you need double turbo though, you just need to play Houndoom. I suppose if you're playing Eternatus, you get to play this card, but I'm not sure about double turbo with Tyranitar. I don't think it actually works. If you play Dark Patch, it's going to be out for the next set. It may actually help. So Dark Patch is going to be big, obviously, for all Dark decks. At least that card is not cut, right? I mean, what else could be cut? This game is stupid. We have to wait 3 months, guys. I just want you guys to know that. We have to wait, all of us have to wait 3 months. And for what? We're not even getting the full set. We're not even getting the full set. What's the point? You're making us wait so long only to let us know, only to get nothing. So we got our cape. We could actually do our mustard had we not played a supporter card, but we just did our research. So we actually did Bubbles Galore again, which is actually a first. We did Bubbles Galore twice for this game, but we only have 3 copies, 3 energy left inside the deck, which is a bit sad, but at least we can kill the Eternatus much easier later. So our first knockout obviously has to be the Tyranitar, but I'm not sure why they're playing Chinchino though. They should be playing Liepard, right? For a Darkness box. They actually have a Lumineon as well, which is very weird. I mean, Eternatus with non-dark type Pokemons is just... it doesn't make sense. Okay, we're gonna attach to the Wishiwashi. We got 10 energies in. We actually need 2 more to kill, well, 1 more to kill the Eternatus. Because we have a 30 base damage from Schooling Shot actually has a 30 base damage. So 11 is all we need to kill the Eternatus. We just need 1 more turn. So if they can somehow magically kill our Kingler VMAX or pull a boss to kill the Wishiwashi, then we actually have to reset our energy cards, which is going to be a bit annoying. Otherwise, we can actually switch to Wishiwashi to kill, to one-shot that Eternatus VMAX with our Wishiwashi after doing the transfer. So boss order is going to help them a lot. They just need to boss either one of the Wishiwashi or the Florges to kill it. But I don't think it's that easy to kill the Wishiwashi because they're doing 20 less damage. So Choice Belt is not going to help them. So they're doing 220 with Single Strike Crush. Without the Single Strike energy, they can't kill the Wishiwashi with 1 hit. Look at that. It's quite sad, isn't it? Discarding 4 energy from the top deck. So that attack is actually quite heavy. The cost is heavy because you have to discard from your deck. And also, it doesn't really do enough damage without Single Strike energy, without your Choice Belt. But, you know, now that Choice Belt is out, I think it can actually be better than Gengar. It may be better than Gengar, I don't know. Because 2 Single Strike energy is all you need to kill Arceus. And if you do Choice Belt, you can actually kill a VMAX, right? You just need 3 Single Strike energy and a Choice Belt. That's like 330 damage already. Okay, we got Kingler. We're just gonna discard that card. I think we are probably gonna get Lumineon here for our switch card. Or maybe just attack. We may just decide to do it later because we actually have our Ultra Ball right now, and then Recycler on the next turn. Ultra Ball for the Lumineon to get our Bird Keeper, and then switch, transfer, kill the Eternatus, right? If they do a Marnie though, we may not get anything. So we're just gonna do Ultra Ball to get the Lumineon right now. Okay, we actually chose to do research. Okay, that was a surprise. Because we have other switch cards inside the deck, and research is definitely gonna get us Okay, we did not do a supporter card. I'm sorry guys, I don't know why I decided on this move, but I suppose we wanted to... I don't know what we want to do really. We don't really have that many item switches, but we only have 10 cards left inside the deck, so if they... I don't think we should be benching anything though. It would be smarter to play the Minion. They could actually play Path Repeat, but I don't think Eternatus has that. They're not exactly playing an Eternatus deck though. So we got the Birdkeeper from top deck. I don't know what's happening, because we should definitely be playing our Luminion, but we are somehow not doing that. I think I got completely blurred out. Ultra Ball for Luminion for Birdkeeper, right? Like, that's so obvious. We should be keeping the Ultra Ball in our hand. And, well, at least we get to do it from the top deck. So, I don't think we have any item cards left inside the deck except for Escape Rope. And we can't actually kill the VMAX with Escape Rope. So, we have 3 prizes remaining. We actually get to kill it right now. And we got 11 energy cards in, I think 12. So we actually get to do 360 damage to kill the Eternatus VMAX, which is a lot. More than enough damage, knocking out for the final 3 prize. It's not exactly an Eternatus deck though, I'm not sure what they're playing. They may actually do Power Accelerator. I think that's what they're trying to do. Power Accelerator for Tyranitar to attack faster. So Power Accelerator, Double Turbo, Single Strike Crush. I think that is the main idea of that deck, because Cinccino helps you draw out your energy cards, and then you actually need an extra energy from your hand. And if they don't kill your Eternatus, you get to attack with it later, I suppose, but you can't do enough damage with it though. Without your Darkness Pokemons, Eternatus is not doing enough damage. So Power Accelerator just basically is doing nothing. You're giving your opponent free knockouts on the active spot, which is horrible. They may play Cape of Toughness to make both active survive a bit longer, and maybe a what's it called, Collapse Stadium to discard the Eternatus later. You know, like a Energy Switch Collapse Stadium or something. I don't even know what they're playing really. Like, why? Why Eternatus with non-dark Pokemons? Makes no sense. Would be pretty nice to see some working strategy though. If someone can actually pull it off, Eternatus, you know, without a full dark deck, and, you know, somehow find a combo that actually does work. But I don't think that actually works. So that's what I'm talking about once again, right? It's like they are confining your headspace. They're trying to block your imagination. They are forcing you to play cards like, you know, they're not allowing you to have any creativity at all. So we got no Crobat, no Lumineon inside the deck, horrible. If you play Eternatus, you have to play nothing but Darkness Pokemons. Guess what? Nothing else works but Dark Pokemons. How smart can you be though? There's not many options. They're trying to limit that. They are trying to limit that. So we just need one more water energy for it. Oh, we just attached to. Okay, there we go. We're finally being smart and attaching none to the second Wishiwashi. Because we might as well do another Bubbles Galore, or just sacrifice that knockout on the bench. It's fine to have that Wishiwashi dead. They actually did a Marnie though, because I suppose they have no research. And they're desperately trying to get their Chirabi for Regidrago, I suppose. So thanks to them, we actually got our Mustard. We may be able to play that. But I don't think we have a Florges inside the discard pile, so... And finally they benched the Chirabi. You don't need an Eldegoss though. Bibarel or like Snorlax would do. You don't need an Eldegoss. Jesus. If you really want to play Eldegoss, I think, you know, one copy should do. One copy of Gossifleur Eldegoss. I don't think it's really that necessary, because if you have very few fire energy cards inside your deck, you just need to add Energy Surge. Just add a couple of Energy Surge inside your deck. It's just silly to play that card. This is stage 1. You have to evolve you have to bench so many Pokemons, evolve both stage 1. It's ridiculous. People don't use their brains. They just follow everyone else. Follow everyone else. Like, come on, use your brain for 1 second. Dumbass idiots. There's no variety anymore. Everyone's the same color. What's the point? Everyone's the same color. It's so bland. It's so fucking boring. This game is ridiculous. It's forcing you to... It's narrowing people's mind. It's narrowing it down to nothing but Arceus VSTAR. Because guess what? Arceus gets to play... You get to play Arceus with any V card. Any V card. It's gonna stay in the game for an entire fucking generation. One whole rotation. One whole fucking rotation. Nothing but Arceus now. People is gonna play nothing but Arceus for one entire bloody rotation. Ridiculous. And guess what? Decidueye is not gonna work. Altaria is not gonna work. They have Duraludon. Fucking stupid. This game is fucking stupid. Play cards like that and they dare not to create cards that can counter it. There's nothing that could counter it. It's ridiculous. Come on. Mew VMAX is the only way. Mew VMAX is the only way to counter it. It's so stupid. It's the same loop all over and over again. The meta decks countering meta decks. It's the same shit every fucking day. They're limiting this game. They're limiting it so much. Regidrago couldn't even do a knockout now. Regidrago couldn't even kill Arceus. How sad is that? Nothing but Smeargle works now. Only Smeargle, Alcremie. What else? Torterra. That's all that can do. They are the only cards that can Latias. They are the only ones that can do a one-hit knockout against Arceus. So stupid. This game is so fucking dumb. Nobody uses their brain anymore. They're encouraging that. They're depending on that. They're depending like crazy on you to not use your fucking brains. You don't have to use your brain. I'm sorry, but you don't have to use your brain if you play a meta deck. You're a dumb fuck. You're a fucking idiot if you play a meta deck. I don't care what you say. You just are. So we just need one energy for Wishiwashi to kill the Regidrago. We're gonna do... I don't think we could do it though. But at least we get to deny them the damage on the next turn. They unfortunately killed our first Wishiwashi. And I don't know why we have no energies on the Kingler. I think we did a retreat, which is quite silly. So now, I'm not focusing on the game just now. I was like complaining about how silly this game is. Like, it's so frustrating. You have no idea how difficult it is to try and defeat the system, build a deck that is out of the ordinary. Every single video of mine is off the board, non-meta. So out of the world that it's so difficult. It's so difficult to make it work. You have no idea, guys. Every video takes so much work. And I don't think I get appreciated enough. It's just... This game is ridiculous. It's so difficult now. They're making this game smaller and smaller and smaller, forcing us to play those meta cards. So we're forcing them to do the scoop on that because they can't actually do. They actually had to do 20 less damage for each damage counter on the Regidrago. So that means they have to reattach those energies after scooping up, cleaning all damage counters from that Pokemon, and they got no Cherrim. So we're delaying by 1 turn at least. They can't attack this turn, scoring us an extra knockout, but we have to somehow get Bubbles Galore a second time, get that energy recycler. So we have a boss though. We may choose to do another Cherubi kill just to buy us another extra turn, but they got Raihan. If they play a Raihan, they can actually kill us on the next turn. Cards like Raihan is smart, right? Because you get to use it for your 1 prize, you get to use it for your V cards. Cards like Melanie is okay. I'm not supporting that card, but it's still okay. Cards like... Oh my god, I can't stand this game. Cards like Arceus is not okay. Oh my goodness. Marnie's Pride is so bad though. Marnie's Pride, I mean, why do you create that card? It's so stupid. Attach from your discard pile. The restriction is so much. You have so many restrictions now. You have to attach from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon, and it does nothing else. Come on, it does nothing else. So stupid. It's even worse than a BD. A BD attaches from your hand another energy card and it does nothing else, right? Same thing. You have to attach it only to your bench Pokemon, and it's a fucking supporter card, guys. It's a fucking supporter card. What's going on with this game? It's so stupid. There's always a way out though, like, it's a puzzle, right? The more rules there are, it's just the more complex, right? The solution is more and more complex, but there's gonna be a point where there's no solution. There's gonna be a point where the rules are so tight that there's not gonna be any solution possible. That's gonna reach a point where you have no choice but to play the meta decks. Nothing else is gonna work. That's what they want. They want to force you to play their meta decks. That's all they want. Which is stupid. Which is fucking stupid. It's not fun anymore. This game is not fun. What's the point? Where's the deck building? Where's the fun in building your own deck? There's none of that. They're not allowing that. They're not having that anymore. They don't want you to build your own deck. I just don't get it though. Why are people not talking about this? Like, there's so many YouTubers out there, there's no one that actually mentions it. No one who actually mentions how tight this game is now. It's so silly. I'm sure people notice that. Abilities now work only in the active spot, and so many abilities only works in the active spot now. And so many abilities are confined only to one type. Frostmoth only to your water type Pokemon. Bay only to your fighting Pokemon. Melanie only to your V cards. Like, why? Why so many restrictions? Welder doesn't let you doesn't have any restrictions. Welder allows you to attach 2 fire energy to any one of your Pokemon. Any one of your Pokemon from your hand, and you get to draw 3 cards. Like, where's the... Why is it so tight now? Melanie and Welder is not a good comparison. Like, it's not on the same level. Melanie and Welder, they are not on the same level. It's not supposed to be that way. It's not supposed to be that way. You're supposed to make the game fair. Why are you making it so confined now? Why are you making it so stupid? Forcing people to play V cards. It's dumb. So they didn't get their second Cherubi. They didn't get their Cherrim in time, and they couldn't attack with the Regidrago. That's why we won that game. Regidrago can actually do constant knockouts if they just get it out, because we're only 230 HP for Wishiwashi. Wishiwashi can't survive a Regidrago. So if we get our Cheryl out in time though, we can actually kill the Regidrago after that. For some reason, they couldn't get it out. It should be quite easy though. If they play Clara and like if they bench fast, if they have like a lot of VIP pass, level ball, quick ball, they can actually bench a lot on the first turn. And then all they need to do is just Regidrago, Clara, Regidrago. That's all, right? They don't need to do anything else. But they got a really poor setup, really bad start, I suppose. But if you have a really good deck, I don't think you should be getting a bad start. If you have like enough foundations, like, you know, enough of the basic summons and your level ball, stuff like that. Or even like Stormy Mountain to get your Regidrago. I think it's smarter to play VIP Pass. Only on your first turn. How silly is that card? We used to have Nest Ball. We have this Nest Ball, and now we have Quick Ball. I suppose it makes sense though, because Quick Ball actually allows you to put it into your hand, which is kind of better. And you get to discard a card, which sometimes is a benefit. So I suppose they're changing the game. I don't think it's bad, it's just a change. So cards like that is okay, it's acceptable. But I don't think VIP Pass is acceptable. Only on your first turn. Like, why? That's not that bad, but the worst cards are, I would say, Melanie is one of the worst cards. And one of the other worst cards is the abilities that only work in the active spot. Why are you making that such a big thing now? Why are you forcing people to play stupid abilities like that? And that's not gonna work because they can just easily play a boss escape rope, and it's not gonna work at all. Dracovish is useless. Weezing is useless. I'm sorry guys, but Weezing is useless. You can't do anything. If they play escape rope, it's done. It's dead. So fucking useless. They are making cards that you are not able to play. Cards that are totally useless in standard. What's the point of creating cards like that? What's the fucking point? If you're not bothered to make cards that actually support those strategies, then don't make those cards. Don't fucking create things that people can't play. Pokemon is stupid. This company is fucking stupid. They're forcing people to concede, to give out their brain cells, to basically be dumb bitches. Dumbass, right? They want you to be dumb. So many cards on Sun and Moon allows you to play like Karate Belt as well, allows you to play for any type. You get to attach to any type of your Pokemon, any one of your Pokemon, rule box Pokemon, non-rule box Pokemon. It works for everything, right? Karate Belt works for everything. Now everything works for only one type. Baya only works for fighting Pokemons. It's ridiculous. You have to discard only the top 5. Like, why only the top 5? It used to be top 6. It makes no sense. It's so bad now. Mew Mysterious Tail is so bad. Only the top 5 cards of your deck, and you only get to search for an item card? Come on, it doesn't compare to Jirachi. It does not compare. It's so obvious that they are stepping it down from Jirachi. It's crazy. It's so obvious and nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it, yo. Mustard as well. There used to be Ace in the Hole, right? For the Team Magma, there used to be a what's it called? Maxie's Trick Ball, and Archie's Ace in the Hole. So that works for any Pokemon though. Any of your Water type Pokemon in your discard pile, and now it's only Single Strike, only Rapid Strike. Like, it's just that there's nothing else you get to do. You get to play Dream Ball, but guess what? Dream Ball is not that easy to play. It's not that easy. It's another confined card. You're so fucking confined. You have to play Peonia, you have to play Chinchino. You're not going to be able to do anything without those cards. Peonia with Dream Ball doesn't work without Chinchino. It doesn't work. Trust me, I've tried. Trust me, I've tried. That's how silly this game is now. There's nothing else that can work. They don't allow you the option to play anything but the fucking meta. This is the game right now. This is the game. This is the world right now. This is the world. They don't allow you to express yourself, to be yourself, to be anything but robots, but fucking robots. We're meant to be different, guys. We're meant to explore different ways of being. We're meant to grow, evolve. And that's the direct opposite of this game. It's the direct opposite of what this game is. This game is becoming more and more prehistoric. And nobody's doing anything about it. There's nothing that can be done. And they're cutting more and more cards. Cutting more and more cards. What can he do? There's nothing we can do. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's doing anything. Nothing can be done. Fuck Pokemon. No room for creativity. No room for colors. There's no such thing as colors now. You want colors? Go buy them. That's what they're trying to tell you. You want colors? Go buy them. We're not allowing you to make colors anymore. You're not allowed to create colors anymore. No way. No way are they gonna let you have that. They're not gonna let you create anything for that matter. It's a crime now. It's a crime to create colors. It's a crime. It's a fucking crime. Humanity is dying, guys. Humanity is dying. And nobody is doing anything about it. Oh. What can you do? What can anyone say? Nobody is doing anything about it. No one. So this is the last game. We're up against Necrozma. Pretty interesting deck because they're actually off meta. Finally, we're up against a non-meta deck. But as you can see, as you'll see, it actually didn't work that well. I'm not too sure why they're playing Articuno. They may be playing like the Mewtwo V Union or something. So they have Cresselia for the energy support, but they should really be playing Shadow Rider. Because there's nothing else to attach Psychic Energies. Guess what? There's nothing else. Raihan, I suppose. Marnie's Pride, if you want to do nothing else. Dumbest card ever. Marnie's Pride. So fucking stupid. It's a joke. That card is a joke. It's even worse than Beatty. It's even worse than Beatty. If you play certain decks that help you discard your deck though, if you play certain attacks that forces you to discard from the deck, discard energy cards from your hand, from your Pokemon, then I suppose it's gonna work quite well. But it does nothing else. At least draw 2 cards, right? At least do something. I'm not happy about Gardenia either, guys. Gardenia is not the same as Welder. You may think that it's the same, but it's just not. It only allows you to attach to your bench Pokemon, and you only get to draw 2 cards. But you get to draw first before you do the attachment. That's okay. You get to draw first, and if you get to draw first, then you're forced to only draw 2 cards. That's okay. But only to your bench is an extra limitation. Like let's get that straight. Let's get it right. Let's be accurate about this. There's 2 extra restrictions and only 1 plus side. The plus side is that you get to draw first, but the restriction, the downside is that you only get to draw 2 cards. An extra downside, an extra fucking downside. I want that to be extra clear to everyone that you only get to attach to your bench Pokemon. Makes no sense. You're making the game tighter and tighter. Why? Someone has to say something. Someone has to do something. This is not acceptable. It's not playable. This game is not playable anymore. Draw 2 cards. Ridiculous. So we at least get to kill the first Necrozma V. And our next one's gonna take a bit of a setup. So we're gonna have to somehow attack with the Kingler. We actually have 2 turns though, so I think we can actually kill the final V card with our VMAX. If we survive the next hit, I suppose we can, because Wishiwashi has 230 HP. I don't think they can do a knockout even this turn, if they don't play a Raihan energy switch. So not even a Raihan is not enough, so you need kind of like both. You need Experience Share and Raihan for Necrozma to be able to attack turn after turn non-stop. If you want to do your, 220 damage with your special laser. You need special energies in your hand though, attached every single turn. So I don't think it's that easy. And they just conceded. because they couldn't even kill the Wishiwashi in the active that easily. So that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and bye for now, lovely people. Enjoy your life. Never stop fighting against the system.